Hello, everyone. Welcome to Praise the Run. Hey, welcome to episode 13. I'm Ben, the MrBenShow. This is my channel. And this is Patrick.
Me.
This is Litterdud. His links are all down below and everything. It's been a couple months, so I forgot how to open this show. We should probably move the microphone closer. It's in a different spot than normal because I got my Pokemon table finally. Patrick, I'm gonna address the elephant in the room. We've been gone for a couple of months, because of my health and burnout and everything. Mostly burnout because of my health. You know, nobody wants to feel sick and try to put on a show when you don't feel like it. Especially when your mouth hurts.
Right.
A shit ton, because a lot of my issues have been dental issues, and that's the one thing we do here is we talk. So what the last episode we recorded was in November.
Yeah.
The
holidays kind of came into play too.
Yeah, I mean we didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, but I mean, with the break, I feel like that was kind of an issue also.
Yeah, it was just a really shitty few months. But we're here, we're back.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of news today or anything. I just kind of wanted to do a welcome back episode for the beginning of the year, starting off 2023, right? You're going to see me looking to the left a little bit to make sure that we still look good on camera.
We're looking good.
Yeah, I got the monitor working.
New year, same great looks.
Yes. Yeah, I wanted to get it like a little bit more zoomed in, but it's no big deal.
Yeah.
No big deal.
I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, the sheets, these are not sheets.
No.
They're screens. They're blinds, but they are a little, we could maybe Kyle probably wouldn't let us paint them, but that'd be cool.
We've talked about getting blackout curtains.
Okay.
I think once he actually paints and finishes the sides of everything, we're gonna start hanging that shit up. Yeah.
Word.
But no rush. It's not a big deal. I just wanted to get it a little bit more. I don't know. Mm-hmm. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Every day we improve a little bit.
Yeah. The camera looks great, so I'm glad that.
Yeah,
that
everything else
good.
looks crisp. We're center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that's probably boring to hear. You know, this is a video game podcast.
Be excited about our excitement. Who cares?
This is a video game podcast. But because we've been playing games, of course, but, you know.
So many.
We've been gone for a while. I want to catch up on some life shit. You know? Patrick, what's new with you? What's, comedy going great?
Comedy's good. I'm doing comedy all the time. You know, not a day goes by.
Yeah.
I've really been doing it. It's exhausting. But,
right.
Yeah, it's going good. It's fine. I'm working on getting some new tapes so I can start the new year. Because Christmas and New Year's are like the big end of the year show dates for comedy, and then it kind of starts back over into festivals and comedy stuff like that.
Yeah, people start going outside more when it starts warming up.
So now is the time you want to get your updated tapes so you can go do these 3 or 4 day stints of comedy festivals and blah blah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm currently doing.
This is the same idea of I need to get a TikTok and start uploading, I don't know, my pack openings and shit like that.
Yeah.
And doing that kind of stuff, clipping out Elden Ring and Dark Souls bosses or whatever people do on TikTok, because I don't use TikTok.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing. This is
Yeah. My life is tapes.
Right. Yeah.
So,
but yeah, I mean, other than that, things are fine.
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah. Did you end up going to that show last night? I guess that doesn't really matter. There was a show near us that we were talking
friends?
about.
No, I did not.
No. Yeah.
No, I ended up going the opposite direction. I went to Massachusetts.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know how you do that, man. There's no one in the world that you can make me drive an hour for, let alone myself.
It is a disgusting addiction. I'm not gonna lie. I hate it sometimes. I'll be driving hour and a half and be like, why am I doing this? Like you said, there really isn't anything or anyone else that I would like, except maybe a really good restaurant. And then even then I plan the whole day around that time, you know? Like this, literally I could show up, do my time, 5-10 minutes and then leave. I'd spend more time on the road than actually in the venue half the times. And I'm totally okay with it.
Right. Right. I mean, that's how I'd want it to be anyways. Like, we've gone to Hartford for your shows before, which is like 40 minutes away. And really all I care about is seeing your set and then getting the fuck out.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, if I haven't been
else.
pushing myself to network more, that would be exactly what I do all the time. Just show up, speak, and leave.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Hopefully I reach a point where I don't even have to talk to people. They can just be like, I know who you are. And then I can just show up and leave because honestly, that's the best part.
That'd be great. Yeah, damn. Yeah, I've started uploading again very regularly. Personally, I announced on my channel, remember which video, it was one of the Pokemon videos coming back where, I'm not doing daily videos anymore, or not calling my channel a daily video channel anymore, because that's a lot to put in myself. I've been doing this shit for like 3.5, almost 4 years. It'll be 4 years in June.
Yeah.
Or before June. June is when shit really kicked off with E3, but it was like April is like my 4-year mark of doing this daily. Not including all the breaks of being sick and with Crohn's and all that stuff. Regardless, though, it's been a long time. And channel growth isn't a huge thing to me, but, like 10 views on a video versus 100 views on a video, I don't care, but, sometimes it kind of sucks getting only a handful of views on a video versus, like, 130, 140, 1,000.
Right.
Yeah,
and it differs so drastically sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'll put our podcast on, and it may get 70 views tomorrow, or it could get 150.
Mm-hmm.
It really doesn't. I don't know. Because we're not really talking about any trendy things today.
Right. Yeah.
Who knows? There's not really a lot going on, news-wise anyways, especially in the video game world. So the one big thing is Sony announced an accessibility controller, which is cool.
Oh yeah, I think I saw a glimpse of that. It's like that round looking controller.
Yeah, it's fully customizable and all that stuff. That's a really cool piece of tech. In that same CES conference, they also showed off the Gran Turismo movie, like a behind the scenes with Neil Blomkamp directing it. Yeah. But speaking of discussing habits and health, I quit smoking.
Oh, that's true.
Was a big
That's
thing.
a big thing.
I quit smoking cigarettes. I'm vaping, and I still smoke weed, so I'm still smoking. But, Kyle and I kind of quit on a whim, and haven't looked back. I mean, he had a little bit of a rough go with it. He was having the cravings a lot more. For me, it was nothing.
Yeah.
Especially, I think I was sick in the middle of quitting.
Yeah, that'll help too, because you're already like tasting everything different.
Right. Which is like how you quit. You got really sick, and then you were out for like 2 weeks and didn't even want a cigarette.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then
I just never went back to buy them or anything.
Yeah. Yeah, because you used to smoke heavily as well. I I mean, I don't miss, like, the taste or anything like that. I guess I miss the idea of having a cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
Like, going out and being alone for a few minutes is nice, but, like, I can still do that with my vape. And now I'll just, like, just worry about going and smoking a bowl or whatever.
Right.
But I can do that anywhere as well. But when I'm at work, I can just go do that. Go smoke a bowl instead of a cigarette. Smoke on my vape. But yeah, that's been going well. Crohn's wise, I mean, shit's been good. I know my stomach was like, last year for like, I don't know, it seemed like most of last year where my stomach was just fucked.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know. I mean, with Crohn's, you kind of don't know why, especially, you know, I don't have insurance, so I'm not going and getting, like, checkups like I probably should or anything. I mean, I haven't in a very long time, regardless if I had insurance or not. But I'm not having a doctor be like, yeah, this is, your intestines are inflamed or whatever. I was just kind of, like, rolling with the punches with everything. I mean, I still kind of am. I got dental insurance yesterday, so that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Get some of these fucking teeth pulled.
Definitely.
I still need 5 teeth pulled. So that's quite a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, health wise, shit's getting better. I'm still, like, yesterday we were gonna record my teeth, like, it's like a light switch where it'll feel like burning and stuff like that out of nowhere.
You can't have that.
Yeah, I mean, Monster and I don't eat a lot of acidic things or anything like that, but Monster's probably the big reason why that shit is,
very true.
Yeah, I drink a lot of it, and it's very acidic, and my teeth are rotted. Yeah. What else? There's nothing really else new. I mean, I'm still working the same job and doing the same hours, of course. I mean, in the middle of us not recording and holidays and stuff, I was working a lot of overtime, like just 7-day weeks, 6-day weeks, doing like 50, 60 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to work as much as I can. Yeah, but 2023, man, it's kind of crazy we're here. I mean, is it? I was so over 2022.
Yeah.
And 2021, so I'm glad. No, I wanted this year to start off right, so getting insurance and quitting smoking and all that shit.
Definitely in the right direction, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a year
you got this table.
Yeah, I was really happy when I bought the table, and then I didn't record anything for like weeks with it. But yeah, now Pokemon videos are going up.
Yeah.
Elden Ring's, of course, coming out constantly. Then what else is going up? I think there's one episode left of SpongeBob's SquarePants Plankton's Robotic Revenge.
Nice.
Which was a really shitty license game.
Yeah.
Of course, it's a SpongeBob license game, but it wasn't made by like THQ. It was like well after the THQ era.
So there's definitely better SpongeBob games.
Yeah, it was made by Activision, I think, later. Activision team. It was bad. It's a bad game. It was like 2 hours long, and it felt like forever.
Oh, really?
Outlast. I beat Outlast on the channel.
Nice.
The final episode will be coming out. I don't know, I'm in the middle of editing it, but right before we were recording this, so probably tonight.
Nice.
As of recording, that'd be cool. That's finally done. Move on to Whistleblower, the DLC, and then Outlast 2 eventually. I still don't know what I was gonna play this week, and I have like the next 7 days worth of videos that I need to record.
Yeah.
Because now I'm just starting to like backlog a week's worth of content at least at once.
Right.
that seems to be a lot easier for me. Instead of, I used to like literally record every day, edit right after, and fucking put it up, do all the promotions and shit. Now I'm not even promoting videos. It's just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, that shit's not fun, you know?
No, that's like the worst part. I hate promoting anything.
Yeah.
Comedy shows, like, I put the same poster like a few times up a month.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, I hate this.
I think one episode I was like giving you shit about it because your promotions are like, check out this thing, and then it's like just the link or whatever, and my videos were like, title video.
You have like a whole thing, yeah. It's like a whole system, and I'm just like, hey, click this if you want to have a good time, you know.
Yeah. Well, all that shit was like copied and pasted for me. Like I would just fill in the blanks and then copy and paste everything and throw it up, and it's streamlined. I still have that in my notes, so I could do that. But
yeah.
I mean, I've put out like 20 videos without promoting, and they're still doing the same view-wise. So
yeah.
I don't really care. It's not why I do this, you know?
Right.
I do have fun. A lot of fun making videos and recording and stuff like that. And then, I don't know, that shit's work.
Yeah.
And I turn everything into a job already. So I was like, let's take one part of the job out that I don't enjoy, and
yeah. Plus, like, I mean, that stuff will come, you know, as you trend and stuff.
Right.
You know, you'll be able to share things, and then people will share your things, and
yeah, I think the Game Awards, I might have done like a promotion thing, but like the big thing is like, I mean, I'm not even doing it for the store. I have a Pokemon store. I've promoted that. The links are down below for that. So if you want to support the channel, that should have been at the beginning. If you want to support the channel or us, the podcast, go check out that Pokemon store.
Yeah.
Buy some cards. Also, my Cash App is open, so we have donations and stuff like that. Yeah, there's ways to support the channel. It's just not promoting it. So.
Right.
But fuck, it's not fun doing any of that. I don't know where I was going with that or why I started talking about that, but
you were just saying how you still do the videos, but you're just not doing the promoting part.
Oh yeah. So I'll probably, I don't know. The podcast might be the one thing that I promote every week, but like my regular videos, I don't care, because this isn't just This isn't just my platform now. It's also yours.
Right.
So like that's a little bit different. Where I don't know. This is a labor of love. But it's not just my labor of love now. Even though I'll be the one editing, of course, and all of that stuff. The edits for these don't do much.
Right.
A lot of this is pretty much just making sure the capture is muted at the right times, and then making sure like sniffs and coughs or microphone pops are good.
Yeah.
Sniffs with us aren't that bad. When I'm by myself, though, it sounds like if I do a sniff by myself, it's just super, super loud.
Yeah.
Especially with the microphone being a lot closer to me normally. You can hear like the littlest sniff or like mouse sound.
It's really ASMR, though.
Yeah, dude. If I take a sip of my Monster, I gotta mute that shit because you can hear it like go down my throat.
Wow.
It's really gnarly. Yeah. But fuck, not a lot of news, just because I kind of want to do a catch-up episode. You're all dressed and stuff like that. You probably have shit to do later, but
I've just been dressed. Yeah, I did my chores earlier, and I just didn't undress, and then I still need to get food, so
yeah.
I'll completely undress later.
Yeah.
Unless I decide to go to a show. Because I don't have one, so sometimes I'll just go to one.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's Friday, right?
But
so there's probably something fine.
Yeah.
I mean, last night was the closest one, but... Fuck.
Yeah, there was a death in our comedy community recently.
Oh.
He was an older comedian. Super cool guy, but he was older, so it was like, it's that time.
Yeah, late
but
50s or
everyone 60s. Is sad about it.
Yeah, of course.
So, of course, right? But that means all the shows right now are, like, dedicated to him.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but it just means that a lot of comedians have a lot of, like, heartfelt things to say instead of jokes, which is, like, understandable, but
yeah,
I gotta drive really far,
Right.
Do I want to drive this far
to be sad for an hour?
Right, exactly. It's like, it's I get it. I respect it. But
right.
Like, we need one big thing.
Right, instead of 10 different shows with the same 4 people, and then it's spread out over them, all over.
Exactly, because it's like, because and then you also have to remember, like, a lot of the people at these shows and mics have no idea who we are or the guy that we're talking about is.
Right.
So it's like, now we're just talking, now we gotta, like, make these stories interesting. I don't know.
Right.
And then I feel kind of obligated also to talk about it, even though I don't have to. Like I knew the guy and I worked with the guy, so it's like, should I also say a memory? Should I share a bit?
Right, but then you go over the same memory 20 times, and you're like, "Fuck, dude."
Yeah, they're all only so different.
Yeah.
We're all just showing up to bars and telling jokes, But
right.
So that's where I'm at right now in my decision for this afternoon. Maybe I'll just stay in and try to beat Death's Door. Speaking of video games, still kicking my butt. Death's Door.
Yeah, you've been playing that.
I know. I quoted, what was it, last week? I was like, I'm gonna beat the game today.
Yeah,
that's
exactly what you said.
I'm not even. I really thought, because I beat the first boss, or I beat the first boss, and I was like, oh, this is done. I'm done. This game's like cake now. I can totally. And then just with every new door I walked into, the game was like, haha, you're so wrong. Like, just, it's nonstop. Like, there was one point where, like, it threw me for such a loop, I just started laughing, like, maniacally. I was like, so, like, it made me go insane for a split second, because I was just like, I really thought I got the hang of it, and then it
just fucked you.
Did this thing that I was just like, I can't even believe that. Like, I loved it. I thought it was great, but I was so upset. So, but no, I'm still beating it now.
Hell yeah.
Still to this day. But I think I'm close. I really do this time actually think I'm close, because there's not much left that seems to be unlockable. So I think I have like one more ability maybe, and then I don't know. And then after that I'll just try to 100 it. Yeah. 100% it, because it's only so big.
I was playing that game along while playing Yakuza.
Yeah.
Which I ended up dropping out on both. Not because they're bad games or anything. But I think I left off at the 4th boss, like right before the 4th boss. I like Death's Door a lot, but it does the thing which I hate, which I talk about. I talk about in the SpongeBob thing, because we're having that same conversation where the game just throws waves of enemies at you as a roadblock.
Yeah,
rather than thinking about enemy placement, it's just like, we're gonna throw you in a room and we're just gonna start throwing enemies at you.
Yeah,
I do not like that.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that, but I mean,
the game's good.
Yeah,
and it's fun to play. The combat's great.
Yeah, the combat's really great. The only thing that has really gotten me is because you can't swim, so I land in the water all the time, and it's like,
yeah,
I've died just as much from careless rolling into the water as I have from enemies.
Can normal birds swim? Can all birds swim? Is it just like water birds that can just float, or can all birds float? That's a Google question.
I'm not sure, yeah.
Oh. Or if you know, I guess comment your bird facts down below.
Bird facts. What do you know about birds?
Yeah, Death's Door though. I wanted to go back to it. That's a really pretty game.
That's good. Yeah, the whole being locked in areas and like having to defeat waves of enemies and stuff is definitely frustrating. It is nice though because it's not none of it's random. So like when you do get locked into a thing, it's just learning the patterns basically, and then you know, it almost feels like certain times I almost feel like a speed runner because I get to like these points that I've beat that I've had to fight that same thing so many times. I'm like doing like all these exact moves and stuff, like counting and rolling at time, and like it's I don't know.
Cool. You're like, oh, it took me 5 minutes to beat the first 2 enemies of that wave, but this time it took me 30 seconds because I know exactly what to do.
Or when you have to run, because sometimes even with like shortcuts that you unlock and stuff, you still have to travel like through, you know, really long things. So you know you're like memorizing all the different. I don't know. I like that part where you're like, oh, I gotta roll here and dodge this and and jump that, and then you like get to the end of it and you're like, oh, this game's so easy, and then again, and then it shows you no.
Yeah, the boss runs in that game are pretty heavy.
Yeah, I'd like to see those once I beat it.
Yeah, it reminds. I mean, of course, it's a Souls-like, so it reminds me of Dark Souls with old Dark Souls with the runs, not like Elden Ring on the screen where you have a grace or a statue like right before the boss. Usually, there's a couple of side bosses that have pretty gnarly runs.
Yeah.
Like one of the bosses that I'm about to fight. Not in the episode right now, but in what I'm recording, that boss run is fucked up, and you have to like drop down a whole bunch of like cliffs and stuff to get to a location to warp to another place.
And there's like no quicker save or route.
Exactly, because you have to warp into the arena every time. That's a really gnarly run. The game doesn't have a lot of that though, so thankfully it's like, okay, this is a very secret side boss.
Right.
So I don't have to do this, but because it's a Souls-like or a Souls game, I'm going to do it.
Right. You don't have to, but you have to.
Yeah. For sure. It's one of the coolest fights in that game. God, what a cool fight. It's like this giant dragon thing. It fucking it's so cool. It's so cool.
Nice.
Damn. I wish I could go and do it. Once you've gotten close to the end or beaten that game, I'm almost done with the game, but
nice.
DLC is close.
Yeah.
I think I have 4 bosses left technically. The last boss of the game is 2 bosses in a row. Which is kind of like Sekiro. Sekiro is like you fight whatever the fuck, and then you fight Sword Saint Ishin. This one's like you fight fucking Roderick is his name, and then you fight the Elden Beast, which is the last boss.
Yeah,
I assume. I'm pretty sure that's the last boss. There's like other side things to do to end the game after that. But I have Melania left, which is holy fuck.
Right.
She one-shots me in her second phase, and it is gnarly.
She's crazy.
And then I have that dragon boss, which is in Crumbling Azula, or Farum Azula. Yeah, I have him left, so I'll probably each of the next episodes will be me either just fucking grinding my ass, like just dying over and over again
to get
one boss,
right?
Or it would be each episode as a boss. Ideally, it's the latter of that.
Right.
More than likely, it will be the former, where I'm just getting my ass handed.
each boss is like 3 episodes.
Oh my god, dude. Melania has this move, the Scarlet Rot Bloom. Her second phase, she like goes up into the air after she's like transformed, and then she comes down and then does the Scarlet Rot Bloom, and then if I get sucked into that, it just insta kills me. And that's the only move that she has, just insta kills me, and she does it right off the bat, and that
sucks.
that second phase, yeah. So I gotta like figure out how to dodge that shit.
Anti-rot.
Yeah.
Armor.
Something. It just fucks me up every time. I'm a pure dex build, so like I don't have a lot of like what's it called? Immunity or anything like that. My armor, or I think my shield's the only thing that gives me any immunity. And for the most part now, like in the later half of the game, I'm dual wielding swords. That spiky shield is really good, and I'll still put it on every once in a while just because it has all those immune stats. And also if you parry someone, it makes them bleed. Like there's all the immunities.
Has all those antlers.
Yeah, I forgot. I forgot what the name of that shield is.
It's like an early shield too.
Yes, yeah.
Something buckler.
Yeah, and I have it like plus 24. So
nice.
It's super high up.
Everyone, and no idea what we're talking about right now.
Yeah, right. I mean,
what are you guys looking at?
No, it'll be on the screen.
Oh yeah, that's right. You do. It's very. It's like layers of.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, the B-roll footage. Usually we don't address it too much, but yeah, it's I don't know. It's a fucking move.
It's there. I have to, and it's also like a new setup, so I have to kind of.
Right. Yeah.
Get used to. I have to adjust my own attention.
Right. I have 3 monitors going. One with the capture of the recording, the game itself, or the videos itself, and then we have the TV monitor, which I guess is showing what's on the viewfinder of the camera, and so that's 4 monitors. Except the viewfinder is upside down because I just need to make sure that we're still getting audio pumped through. I just need to see that line move up and down every time we talk, because if not, it bothers me. You probably don't see it. They don't see it, but it's in that top left. Every time we
bouncy,
talk. Yeah. I gotta pay attention to that so I can look for like microphone pops. That probably sounded annoying. But I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, I'm dual wielding katanas now.
Yeah,
that's my big thing. I got fucking Uchi katana still in my right hand. Fucking leveled up all the way, and I got Moonveil now, which is a pretty OP katana, magic katana, and I have that in my left hand. And I love that shit. I'm just spinning around, double blading.
Nice.
So much fun going R2, L2, like, oh, I love it. Love it.
No, I'm the opposite. I just do magic.
Yeah. Well, I have
and I have a blood sword.
Yes. So, Moonveil is a magic sword, and then my Uchi katana is a blood sword. And I have an Ash of War that whenever I fucking fling it to do my Ash of War, it sprays fire now.
Oh, nice.
Which is really clutch for like Melania.
Yeah.
Because she does not like bleed or fire. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with Elden Ring. I need to jump back into recording a few more episodes. Except there's so many other episodes to come out. I think I have like 30-something more episodes before what I'm recording now
you're even caught up.
is even caught up. Yeah. So who knows? I just want to get to it before the DLC comes out, which is inevitable at this point. I haven't touched the Coliseum shit, which PvP in these games are just fun. It's not my bag or why I play these games.
It's not going to progress anything. I mean, you could probably get a couple more trophies or whatever, but
they usually don't add much trophies for DLC, if any.
Word.
Actually, that's a lie. The big bosses get trophies for story DLC. But there's never really PvP trophies or anything like that. Usually it's get all the legendary weapons, get all the rings.
Forget about it.
You know, get all your legendary magics.
If I don't get a reward for it, I'm not doing it. That's just life in general.
You get, like, your summon shit, and, like, you get souls, of course, and all that stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not... I can get souls from these dumb AI opponents.
Yeah, the big thing is, like, if you're into co-op and all that shit, you get
I'm not competitive enough to want to fight, because I know I'm not good at the game. I don't need all these people that are good at the game to tell me that, you know?
I don't even have...
That's terrifying. Wow, I don't know what that is.
The Dracokin Soldier.
I don't know if I had seen that before.
Dracokin Soldier.
That's another thing about this game, still seeing new stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, the Lake of Rot underground.
Pretty sure I've never seen that.
Like, and in the middle, it's just this giant dragon dude. Yeah. Wow. Fucking this place sucked.
Yeah.
I was having fun, but it was definitely like I was not ready to be here.
I've never seen a red lake that is good.
Yeah. It's all rot.
Rot or blood. It's always something. Never Kool-Aid.
Yeah. If Dark Souls has taught us anything, Miyazaki loves his toxic lakes, poison rot lakes.
That's true.
Every game has at least one, and this one has quite a few. I mean, Caelid's full of rotten lakes. What a cool game. Speaking of Elden Ring, the one thing we did miss because of it, I brought it up a little bit earlier because I did a reaction video to it. The Game Awards did happen.
Yeah.
Like it does every year. Elden Ring won Game of the Year.
That is right, yeah. Good.
Yeah, it definitely deserved.
I was worried that Stray was going to win, and I was going to have lost all faith. I mean, like, I get it. It was a fun game, but Game of the Year, you guys?
Yeah, really. Yeah, even at getting Indie Game of the Year was like, really? And it's not even the best indie game of this year. No. But okay, people like cats, I get it. It was like Indie Game of the Year and Best Indie Debut is what that game got.
I don't know.
Which is like the studio's first game.
I mean, it had a good story. The gameplay was simplistic. I mean, there was nothing. I beat it in like no time.
Right.
You know? I think a Game of the Year at least needs... There's not even really any replay value. Because I didn't even have to go back to... I found everything the first time. Like, I didn't even... It wasn't even like the puzzles or secret Easter eggs were like super difficult, which I'm not complaining. I loved it even more for that.
Yeah.
You're a cat, so it shouldn't be too hard.
I don't think it needs to be a certain length or anything like that, or a certain difficulty or anything.
I think I should at least want to go back and play it again.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was good the first time, but now I know all of it.
I don't think that's the case at all, because I have 100 cases where that's not the case.
No?
And Inside and Limbo are a great example. I would never play those games again. Like, Inside, I would definitely not play again.
Yeah.
That game is perfect. The game is a 4-hour masterpiece. But again...
I mean, I like a good story.
There's no reason to replay it.
I don't think it'll be Game of the Year if I don't want to go back and play it.
Play Inside. 100%. Inside is...
You think I'd play Inside and then be like, this is Game of the Year worthy?
100%.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, just that ending alone is really good. That's a crazy good game. And again, never need to play it again. No. What Remains of Edith Finch. Amazing game. Never need to play it again. Stray is not a great game. Stray is not a game of the year contender. It's an okay game.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, it wasn't even like an excellent. Like, it was very much what it was. I don't know. Like,
I don't even think it's a great looking game. People are like, "Oh my god, the cat's so realistic." I think the cat looks blurry
I don't think
as
any
fuck.
of that. No, I thought it was a very silly, like, you get to be a cat, but we made it deep.
Yeah.
We added some depth to the cat life.
Well, I'm saying fidelity wise, like the cat looks like a blurry mess.
Oh yeah, the cat looks like one of those like cat sim games where you get to take care of the little like Nintendo DS.
Like they would zoom in and like the fur would be like it looked like somebody took a filter and just like
a texture pack or something.
Yeah. Well, it was like it was missing texture almost. It was like they took the blur filter or the blend filter and just like started mushing around the colors and stuff. It's like, oh, we're gonna blend this white and orange fur together, and it just made it look all blurry. I don't know. I don't want to rip on Stray too much. I haven't played a lot of it, if any of it. I think I played the demo. I've seen that game being played a lot at this point. It was whatever.
It had its moments. I was definitely excited for the first bit because I got to meow and be a cat, you know, but eventually it was like, I didn't even want to do that anymore.
Right.
Especially after you get a reward for meowing, and now it's like, well, now I'm not even getting anything anymore for just meowing.
I don't even get an achievement anymore.
Like, yeah, and like I said, I only do it for the achievement. So I never meowed after that. I got the achievement, I was like, I don't even need to press this button.
Right.
It's the wear and tear in my remote game. And it's not like meowing did anything other than, I mean, it did like make the robots give you a little heart emoji.
Yeah.
Which also was cute at the beginning. And then I'm like, what do these robots even know about love? I don't even know if I should trust these things.
Right. Can a robot feel love?
Right.
Well, we were talking about Nier. Fucking Nier does that shit amazingly. That's another game I would recommend playing. That's a game to replay to oblivion. It does have a hard ending, though. It has a fucking just hard ending. You're deleting your save. Like, fucking... Yeah. You're done. At least that's the choice you're supposed to make. Do you want to delete your save or not?
Yeah.
God, that game's real cool. But again, replayability is not my thing. I don't go back to games and replay them.
If the game is good, I do. Like, even if the story... Like, I've played Kingdom Hearts a bunch of times. I know how it ends. Like, that's not... But I like that, you know...
Right. Like, The Witcher 3 is another one of those for me, where I played probably, like, 4 times, 5 times.
Mm-hmm. Or if you can, like, beat it in different ways, you know, I like to go back and, like, do different types of runs and stuff.
Yes.
You know.
Elden Ring or the Souls games, definitely. Which I always start different, and then I always end up just going back to what I love. Mm-hmm. Which is usually, I mean, Dark Souls, it was a broadsword, and now it's katanas. They're, like...
Yeah.
My favorite thing. Bloodborne is always a saw cleaver. Like...
Right.
I don't really care about most of the other weapons, but I'll try them and then give up on them, and that's the fun of it.
Yeah. Even like unpacking, I could go back and play again.
I would not.
I have, actually.
Yeah,
I've played it twice. You get 3 books. I mean, you can obviously delete files, but
yeah,
I have one more run.
Yeah, that's a game where I know the ending, I know the outcome. I can hard quit there and be satisfied and remembering that.
I don't remember, like, I remember the story, but I don't remember all the little things that you're trying to move and pull around, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not necessarily a brand new puzzle each time, because it is the same things that you're unpacking, but, like, you still get that little bit of, like, discovery.
I feel like that game might be better in a couple of years, like, after you played it. replay it.
Exactly. You do have to wait to kind of forget some of the things that happen. But also, it's just really calm. So when I'm playing something like Death's Door or something, I can just be like, I'm just going to unpack this stuff.
Yeah.
I need 30 minutes to just unpack and listen to this calm,
Yeah. Which is probably why Inside is definitely a game. It's not a relaxing game. It's not a game to be like, I want to replay this 4 hours again. That's a heavy-ass game. And death in that game is heavy. It feels really heavy. There's like Little Nightmares as well. I wouldn't play through I played through the DLC. I haven't played through the DLC yet. I would not play through Little Nightmares 1 or 2 again, probably.
No.
Maybe watch somebody play them would be different. But death in that game is so heavy and almost unbearable. Where it's very scary, and I want to go through that again. I already went through it. I know how it feels like. Like, I would probably get more enjoyment watching somebody. I mean, especially Inside. Inside, there's so many little twists and stuff like that.
Right.
Watching somebody see those twists for the first time is a huge gratifying thing. Knowing what happens at the end of that game, I don't need to play it again because that's the ending. Like, right. That's the true ending. So I know the big twist, and it's very existential. It's not like an open-ended thing. It's like...
Well, even like games that the ending, I like to be able to like Portal. Like I know like that's the big twist at the end of Portal, but I'd still like to go back and try to beat it faster.
Yes.
Or how much better can I solve these puzzles now that.
That's a SpongeBob game.
But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I have it. I just haven't played it. So I know I have it on Steam because I remember when it came out.
Inside is fucking amazing.
But, so I'm sure it's a great game.
Yeah, and it's such a bummer that that team split up. It's been a while now. Playdead is the name of that team. And the two creators have gone and made their own studios. And one game from one of them is like a high-class like puzzle game where it's almost like Inception, where you're going into like spheres and like solving a puzzle, and then you go even deeper into it. And then the other studio, their game just came out, and it's called Somerville, which is in that classic Playdead side-scrolling like narrative, like you're just walking point A to point B and solving these puzzles and stuff like that, but like everything is a set piece, everything's moving constantly, like you feel like you need to be on the move constantly. But people have been kind of iffy on Somerville, and it just makes me so sad because Limbo and Inside are like straight up 10 out of 10s.
Yeah.
Like perfect games, and for Somerville to even be like a 7 is like, fuck, dude, that sucks. Or like some people were like, oh, it's good, it's an 8, but like for it to even be on the same level as Stray, like.
And like I guess everyone has their day. You get one bad game, hopefully they're just able to recover, come out of it and be like, all right, we figured out what we were doing.
And people still really like that game. I'm just not so hyped on it. When people aren't like, this is fucking Inside, it was like, this is a fucking achievement, a monument achievement. Same thing with Limbo. I mean, when Limbo came out, it was a huge deal. It was like not one of the first Xbox Live Arcade games, but like it was in the handful of like bigger ones that I remember. And then it got ported to everything. Like I have that game on mobile. I have that game like on Xbox, PlayStation.
Wow.
Like I have so many. I have a physical version of that game behind me. that game is really, really good. Somerville being even under that it sucks, but right. I'll play it eventually. Also, Inside and Limbo are very unforgiving games.
Yeah.
And they're very visceral. I don't think Somerville's that. Like, Somerville has an E10 rating.
Oh, interesting.
Limbo is rated teen, but it's blood. The whole gimmick of that game is that it's all black and white.
Yeah.
And, like, the foreground is just solid black. Including your character, where it's, like, shadows almost, and then the background is a lot of whites and grays. I guess grayscale would be the better.
Right.
Inside is a very fucking gory, like, your character, the first death in that game where you get, like, eaten by dogs is so gnarly, especially when you're a little kid getting dragged off into the woods. It's just death. Like I said, death feels heavy in that game.
Yeah.
Somerville being E10 is kind of like, ooh, it kind of takes some of the blow out of it, right? Yeah. You know, I don't know. It's maybe not.
Direction.
Yeah. Not what I was expecting from Playdead or the people who were part of Playdead. It was a bummer. Other news, I guess. Did we watch the Armored Core trailer together?
Maybe.
There's not really much news now, or much of news now. So. But with all the Elden Ring hype at the Game Awards, From Software did announce a new game. A new Armored Core, the first one in over a decade. Armored Core 6, The Fires of Rubicon. This is we don't have our headphones plugged in because I can't find my splitter, but it's a lot of atmospheric sound, so we don't really need to hear it. I'm fucking pumped.
Yeah.
I'm fucking pumped. People want this game to be Mech Souls. Miyazaki's came out and been like, this isn't really going to be Mech Souls. It might have some Souls-like elements, but this is still a very much an Armored Core game.
Yeah. And
Armored Core is very much a build your mech maybe simulation is a strong word, but it's very in-depth.
Yeah.
This is still going to be that. This is still like every part of your mech is customizable. Like, do you want fucking tires? Do you want spider legs? Do you want snake or tank treads? Do you want 4 arms? Do you want 2 arms? Do you want rockets on 1 arm and a hand on the other? Do you want machine guns? Like, shit is super, super customizable. This will be that. But Jesus, this looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
It looks so pretty. Really nice.
Atmospherically.
The first shot of this mech. Oh, my heart dropped. See him coming out of the snow. Oh. Oh. It just looks so fucking tight. And for being... CG trailers don't usually do a lot for me, but when you put From Software into a CG trailer, I know what this game's going to be. I can imagine it. This is coming out this year.
Oh, nice.
It's just another fucking insane thing. Miyazaki worked on the beginning half of development. Is still producing it, but has handed over the directing role to another developer while he moves on to the next game, including Elden Ring DLC, of course. Mm-hmm. But they do have another game that they're working on, in the middle of all of this as well. But for this to be a 2023 release date, along with Elden Ring DLC coming out, and we're probably getting another From game next year, they're they're just fucking cranking shit out. Yeah, and it's just banger after banger after banger. The last, like, I can't remember the last under par From Software game that came out. They put out a game called Dercine, which was a VR game. Roughly, the rumor is that it takes place in the Bloodborne universe. Which it has some Bloodborne-y vibes, but it's not like super gory or anything. It's almost like the doll from Bloodborne. It's very Dollhouse-like, and you play as a fairy.
Interesting.
It's not like any of the other shit that they put out, but even that game people loved.
Yeah.
Because it's on VR, I never got to play it, which I would have loved to play it, but yeah, Sekiro, fucking Dark Souls 3, Sekiro, fucking Elden Ring, 1, 2, 3. Just fuck, dude, fuck. And you got Armored Core. Armored Core is gonna be great. People were like, "Oh, Armored Core hasn't reviewed well, critically," which is true. Most of them are like 7.5s, 7.8s.
Yeah.
Usually not breaking the 8 marker. I think this might be the first one to be close to a 10, if not a 10, just under Miyazaki's role. But Miyazaki started out on Armored Core as a developer, directed a handful of them, and then I don't know if he directed the last one. I think that was happening while Demon Souls was being worked on. But yeah, and then Miyazaki has had his claim to fame now with the Souls series, and
very true.
Now it's back to Armored Core, like full circle.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much more you can do with that kind of game too. So
right.
I mean, I imagine that like they're pulling all the stops or whatever.
Right, and we haven't had a lot of mech games, but we've had a couple of decent mech games, especially Titanfall.
Yeah.
So I'll be very interested to see where they go with this. Fuck, I'm so excited. I could watch that trailer 1,000 times. I've seen it hundreds of times already. I love that trailer. It makes me so hype. I wish we had the headphone splitter, because that was the one reason why I wanted it, was to play that trailer, because that music, it just comes in and it's like,
yeah, nice.
And you're like, oh, shit. 2023 is going to be crazy, man. 2023 is a big year for games. I'm glad we're kicking off the podcast within the first week of it, because we're going to have a lot to talk about later. So I'm glad we're getting the welcome back episode out of the way.
Yeah. Starting it off strong.
February, actually. I mean, depending on if you're a Nintendo player or not. The end of January, it's like when shit starts kicking off with like Fire Emblem and all that stuff.
Oh, really?
But February, March, April, May, June, like they're all packed, and then June's also E3 and Summer Games Fest. So it's like games are about to be nonstop running.
Yeah. I know I gotta beat all the ones that I'm playing now, so I can.
That's right.
Get back on the wagon.
Right, that's how Elden Ring is. I was like, I gotta finish that, and I gotta play God of War. I haven't played God of War yet.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to play God of War, but I'm like, should I play through 2018 again? Maybe. But also, apparently God of War 2 is like double the length. I spent a lot of time in God of War 1 when it came out, especially with like the Valkyries and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, I banged my head against the wall to fight those Valkyries. So I would definitely wouldn't be doing that again, even though I would feel obligated to, because I'm recording it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do that to myself. That's like 80 hours a game right there between those two games. But I want to play through God of War. I don't know.
Yeah.
People are like, if you like 2018, which I do, it's more of that. So I'm like, okay, I'm down for that. I'm down for more God of War. It looks pretty. People say it's good. That's really all I could think of. I mean, the other thing that happened recently that we thought was funny was Yuji Naka got indicted finally.
Oh yeah.
For his insider trading stuff.
Yeah.
If you weren't caught up on that, Yuji Naka, the creator of Sonic, dumped $30,000 into stock into one of the studios that was making a Dragon Quest mobile game, and while he was at Square Enix working on Balan Wonderland, and then dropped another like $970,000 into another studio that was making the Final Fantasy the First Soldier game, which is a mobile battle royale for Final Fantasy that has now been canceled.
Yeah.
Well, not just canceled. The game came out, but it did not do well.
Right. Yeah, no.
And has now been sunsetted is the better word. They're ending, if not have already ended, the live service of that. But yeah, he's been indicted on those charges. Yeah, it's a lot of money. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's super nuts.
Putting a bunch of money into two studios, one of them being a Dragon Quest mobile game, which is, I get it, it's Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest is big. Final Fantasy the First Soldier was not a great game.
No.
Like, you can like Final Fantasy all you want or think about Final Fantasy. Nobody thought that it was going to be a great game.
I never played it, yeah.
If you would have been like, if just the pitch of that being like a Final Fantasy VII Battle Royale game.
Right. Yeah, I wouldn't even know, like...
You're also not...
What are you doing?
you're not using a Buster Sword. They're all walking around with fucking M16s and shit.
Right, that's something, like, can I summon?
No.
Things? I can't even, like, what part of Final Fantasy is this even?
It's all, like, the...
Can I get on a chocobo? Like, where am I?
There might be chocobos in there.
What is the point?
But yeah, it was all like the mercenary shit from 7.
Yeah.
So you play as like no-name mercenaries and shit like that. You're not playing as Cloud and
trying
Yuffie.
To be trending.
And, yeah, it was very half-baked, but it's Square Enix, so like a lot of their shit is half-baked, unless if it's Final Fantasy 16 or any mainline Final Fantasy. Because also shortly around that was they came out with that Chocobo Racing GP and like fucking Babylon's Fall, which is another Square Enix game that came out last year and got sunsetted last year.
Wow. I don't even think I've heard of that one.
That was co-developed with Platinum Games. It's just a high fantasy, boring action game.
Yeah.
With almost no depth at all, which is... It's fucking Platinum, dude. Like, Platinum's hit or miss, I guess, but, like, Platinum, when they get it right, they get character action so right.
Yeah.
Like, fucking Bayonetta, dude. Fucking Beautiful Joe. Wonderful 101. Nier is them as well, which is also co-developed with Square Enix. Like, when they get it right, they get it right. But when they get it bad, they get it so bad.
Yeah.
And it's almost like every other game from them is like good, bad, good, bad, good. It's like, Jesus, they're so inconsistent.
Yeah.
Which they're so inconsistent now that inconsistency is consistent. Where it's they came out with like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game on the 360, like in between Bayonettas, and that game was horrible. And they did like Avatar: The Legend of Korra, which is another one. That game was bad.
Oh man.
And that's another 360 licensed game they did.
They just put out whatever.
Yeah, I mean, whatever keeps the lights on.
Right.
And then it's a lot of the time it seems like one for me, one for you. Bayonetta 3, though, took so long in development that it was like... I want to say Bayonetta 3 got announced before Nier Automata came out. That sounds right. Maybe that's wrong. I want to say that's true, though. I want to say Nier came out in 2017 and Bayonetta was announced in 2017 as well. But there was fucking Babylon's Fall in the middle of that, and Babylon's Fall is a very bad game.
Yeah.
God, what a bummer. What a bummer. That could have been so cool. It looked like Souls, and then it just wasn't. And then it was even a good character action game, which is what they're good at. And it's like, damn, dude. Damn. I would say go look up videos on Babylon's Fall, but it's not even worth it. It's so boring to watch as well. The game's trailers didn't even show off well. Regardless, yeah, I don't have anything else left to talk about. I mean, I'm kind of just rambling now.
Marvel Snap.
Yeah.
Third season this month.
Yeah. You playing still? I'm
still playing. I love the game. It's fun.
Yeah, dude.
I'm just now kind of like looking up stuff. I was kind of reluctant. I wanted to build my own thing and my own deck and figure out the cards, but now they've really opened up the last like season and a half as far as like cards are becoming available a few different ways, so you're encouraged to play more so you can, get the cards, but you still can't buy the cards. Like, you have to play to get the cards.
Right.
So like I'm seeing all these cards show up while I'm playing that I've never even heard of or seen, because the game itself doesn't show you all the cards.
Interesting.
So you have to... there's like websites and stuff now that'll show you. But one thing I learned is you have to get like all the cards from a certain series before the next series is available to you. So...
What?
So there's like a handful, like 2 or 3 series right now or whatever, and in order for you to move on to the next one, I guess it's so you can get all the cards. I guess I don't really know,
but you can't.
But they won't even like appear until you get the new one. I don't know. That's kind of like what I read, but.
So I don't understand how you get new cards then. So like you do get a currency, right?
Yeah.
And
so
then
you
spend that currency on
every
cards.
time you get like 6 daily objectives that you can complete, that you can keep replenishing as long as you have gold. But if you don't have gold, then you just get the 6 every 12 hours or whatever. Plus you're like plus you get like some bigger objectives that go with like each season has like 3 or 4 weekly objectives or whatever that give you like a whole bunch of experience. If you do all those, you get experience continuously that upgrades your level, and every time you go up in your level, you unlock either cash, some sort of chest that usually has a card in it, or another type of currency.
But you can't use any of those currencies on like a pack of cards.
No,
right.
There's a type of currency like a collector's. There's 3 types. There's gold,
yes,
which you can use to buy more missions.
Okay.
And a couple different like aesthetic packs in the store.
Okay. So that's where you get your like pixel versions. And
right.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. There's the blue currency. I don't remember what it's called, but that is used to upgrade your cards, which give you more experience to get more cards.
Okay.
And then also, like does cool things to your cards and shit.
But it doesn't make them stronger.
It doesn't. No, cards don't become stronger or weaker. They only change aesthetically.
Okay.
And then there's a new currency that they just introduced, like in the middle of last season or whatever, called like the collector's currency or whatever, and it's only used to get one card that's displayed every like 8 hours or whatever that the character displays, and you can choose to pin that card until you've collected enough collector coins to buy it, or it'll just keep going through the cycle. But you can only, from what I understand, they only show you certain ones until you get them or unlock them or whatever. I don't know exactly. I only buy certain ones because I have my own decks, and most of the cards don't work with the ones.
Right.
So I'm like, I don't want this.
Right.
So yeah.
But in order to complete a series, you need those cards, right?
That's what it sounds like. So eventually, I guess I'll have to get them. I think it's just so you're always spending these, like you're always playing, so you can always get the things. Can always get the things.
Yeah, that makes sense. It always keeps you on the treadmill.
Yeah.
So you're not like just hoarding a bunch of things.
Exactly.
And then come 2 seasons from now and they release card packs.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're just sitting. I mean, regardless, you're gonna have people sitting on a bunch of currency that they're not using because eventually, I mean,
it's gonna catch up, and people are pounding through this. Like I said, I just started to look into stuff about this, and there's like several YouTube pages about it already, and like people dedicated to the craft. And there's websites that'll help you build the decks and stuff, which is like hit or miss. I've seen some decks where I was like, oh wow, this I might have not thought of right away, but a lot of it is like cards I haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have even thought of these combinations and stuff. Like, there's only so many, because you get, I think it's 10, 12 cards in a deck. So there's only so many good combinations.
Yes. Yeah, of course.
But yeah, still playing it. Season 3.
Dude.
I was mad because I told myself that if I made it to 50 on the season pass, I would buy the season pass because then I'd get all the things that you get with it, and I didn't have to buy it originally to boost myself to that level. Like, I got to that level naturally, and then I just...
Right.
So then it backlogs all the prizes, you get all the prizes, and then you get future prizes until the season's done. This was the first season so far where I was able to do that. The first 2, the Spider-Man one and the one before that, I was like just short. But I didn't want to play... I wanted to play casually.
Yes.
If I wasn't able to make it casually, I wasn't going to buy it because I'm not... It's not a game where I'm not these YouTubers where I'm spending hella hours on this one game.
Right, or I mean, you can't spend a lot of money on it.
That too, right?
But you can only buy the season pass, really.
Exactly. So
There's
I was
really
just like
currency to buy.
So if I wasn't able, so this is the first time I was, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get all the stuff, and then I forgot, and I woke up, and it was a new season.
Oh, no.
So I was like, oh no. So I think it's 4 now, I guess.
Yeah.
Season 4. It changes every month, so.
Yeah.
But I've been able to go up a rank a little more each time. Like I'm figuring it out. I'm not like the best of the best, but you got to play a lot to get the cards to get better. Anyways, like that's another thing too. Is like I'll be playing. And then I'll be playing these guys that have these cards and these decks that are like so good, but it's like you had to play so much to get these cards, and I'm not even. I don't have half the cards in their deck that they're using against me, and I'm like, man, I'm never gonna get this deck.
But there's still that RNG element of like changing the field and everything, which is
that's another thing that really is cool to me, because like even if you have like a subpar deck, if you're good at the strategy and using the field, sometimes you can really cheese it. Sometimes you can really like if I was against some of the people that I would have thrown my phone. I can only imagine some of the things I've done, because I've had it happen to me where things, just ridiculous things.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, that would only happen because of the field changing the way it does. And
right.
They're also introducing cards like that change the field themselves as well. So that's like a whole nother thing. It's like,
that's cool.
You know, if there's one of the three options you don't like and you have one of these cards.
I think that was one of the things that we talked about like at the beginning of this. Like you were talking about how you wish like you could, like the RNG aspect of that. We were talking about, I think, comparing it to like Magic or Pokemon, where like you throw down the stadium card or you throw down your planes card or whatever, and changes the whole outcome of the game.
That's definitely this. But it's nice because now like for instance, like Storm
Dog Dad Tome
is a card where it just changes it'll change a whole row.
Yeah, or like the card that like flips decks.
Yeah.
There's like
that too. There's cards where you don't even use your deck. And
you're like, oh, now you're playing the other player's deck.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know what the fuck that player had in his card.
Yeah, exactly. It won't line up with anything. There's even a card that will just play your entire deck for you.
Weird.
It's like, I forgot her name,
like
Agatha Christie or something. But literally, it's like, if this card is in your deck, it just plays the whole game.
Weird.
For you. I've never seen it work right.
Yeah, that sounds like you need a very specific...
apparently you need a really good... I've never seen it work in anyone's favor. I don't have the card, but every time I've seen an opponent use it, I've never seen it work the way they feel like it should.
Yeah,
I don't understand why you would even let AI...
Determine all that.
Determine that, right. No, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not like a Japanese RPG and turning auto battle on.
Exactly. It's like,
a fucking competitive card game.
And they choose, like, there's another one where, like, it's the world, the map itself, Ego will just play both cards. So, like, it's like you and your opponent just sit there for 6 rounds while they play the cards for you. I've only had that happen a couple times. The worst time.
That sounds annoying.
The worst time. They play all the cards out of order, and I'm just like, this doesn't even make sense. I quit, I think. I don't even think I sat, because I was just like, this is the worst.
Because even with it being short matches, you're still waiting there for 2 minutes just to watch it.
Right.
Like, that's annoying.
Yeah.
I fucking hate waiting 30 seconds for a loading screen.
Exactly. I'm just like, now I'm watching, like... Yeah, no, I was not a fan. Not a fan of this. But all the other... There's a couple where they're getting a little... they've been getting some complaints about a lot of restrictive map zones.
Yeah, I've heard
So, like, there'll
that.
be one where it'll be like, this... You can't play level 1, 2, and 3 cards here, and this card isn't available for turns 3, 4, and 5, and this card, you can't play cards here at all. So you're just like, well, that's where the storm card sometimes can work, but like, or other cards that change the map. But even then, sometimes you can't even put them down, and you're literally like, it's a 3-card game, because it's like, you're so limited.
That's
so there's pros and cons to that for sure. Sometimes it makes it not fun at all, but
damn.
Sometimes you like know your opponent thinks they have the upper hand, and then you're like, no, but I got this.
Speaking of not fun card games and fun, I fucking love Pokemon TCG. I love playing it.
Nice.
I love just the base ass card game. I love playing it. Holy shit, Pokemon TCG Live is fucking garbage.
Really?
Fucking garbage. Like, Pokemon TCG Online was already whatever. It wasn't browser based, but it basically was like a browser game. They didn't. they updated it with like new cards and stuff like that, but like the UI and all that shit was the same throughout for like better part of a decade. Well, now they switched over to Live. Live got rid of all your legacy cards and legacy packs and stuff like that in order to bring on this new future of the Pokemon TCG Online. It runs like fucking garbage.
Really?
Like fucking garbage. It looks bad. Like, I don't like looking at it on my phone.
Wow.
It's, and you talked about the grinding out levels and things. So when I signed up for Live, right, I had in my old TCG Online account, I had maybe 4,000 packs just sitting for one day where I was like, I want to do a video where I'm just opening online TCG packs.
Right.
I never ended up doing that, but I had a stockpile of packs because of all the Pokemon card packs that I buy come with a code, and I would just sit there and scanning codes. So I had a bunch. And when I signed up to the new version of the game, getting rid of all of that legacy shit, they gave me a currency for it. I had enough of the currency to level up through the battle pass twice over.
Wow.
Where I got all the way to level 50 and got a bunch of packs and stuff like that. And then I had a bunch of extra currency, and then we're waiting for the new season to start so I could start leveling up the new battle pass. But the game is such dog shit where I don't even want to deal with that.
Yeah.
Like, even opening packs in that game is boring now. Like, it used to be like this fanfare thing where it would be like, here's your 4 basic common cards and the 2 cards at the end, what are they gonna be?
Right.
And then if you had that card like in the reverse slot, like it would show you that card, but it's still your last card would be like a surprise. Now it's just fucking, it brings up a menu and it's like, these are all the cards you got in that pack, these are all the cards that you have. If you have 4 in them, it gives you a currency back for it. Because 4 is what you need to play. And 4 is a play set. Is what, there's 60 cards in a deck. Usually you'd have 4 of each card for the most part.
Yeah.
But it lost all the fanfare with opening packs. It made packs opening boring.
Wow. It's like half the game.
Yeah, they streamlined it where you could do like 10 packs at once or 20 packs at once. And like stockpile a whole bunch of packs and just open all of them with a click of a button.
Wow.
And just brings you the numbers.
Yeah.
It'll like show you little thumbnails of the card and be like, you got 10 of this version. So we're taking 4, adding them to your collection, and now you get this amount of currency for it.
It just does all the conversions really quick, and
Yeah.
it's like, all right, good job.
Yeah, it doesn't have
That was
like
that.
the huzzah
Right.
to it that, opening a physical pack of Pokemon cards has.
Opening anything should have.
Yeah.
There should be some sort of excitement when you're opening something.
Right. Like, Pokemon the game is still fun, but the gambling aspect is also the fun part. Like, opening a pack of cards is why loot boxes work in games. It goes all the way back to baseball cards and stuff like that. And if you take away the fun of that, then what the fuck am I doing?
Right.
Then I'm just playing the game, which playing the game is fine, but you made the game shit. And of course it's in like early beta, but like it was in way early beta for a year or 2.
Right.
And then it finally came to the States to be this big thing, and then it was just a fucking flop, dude.
It's like, beta or not, like, you're Nintendo.
Yeah.
You know, like...
Well, not even just Nintendo. You're the fucking Pokemon company. You're fucking
you're
the most profitable entertainment franchise of all time. Over $100 billion.
Hire the best.
Like, what the fuck are we doing? And that goes for all of their games and shit. Like, the animation in their anime is amazing. The cards are fucking kicking ass, dude. I'm so excited for Crown Zenith at the end of the month. What the fuck is wrong with their games? what the fuck are we doing, Game Freak? Why are we just now getting to HD? Why is it running like shit? Why the fuck is your online TCG fucking ass when you're trying to promote the world championships and have this big event where 20,000, 30,000 kids are going to be playing against each other, and the fucking platform is garbage.
Especially with like lesser played card games having such better apps.
Right. Magic the Gathering?
Yeah.
Fucking 2016.
Like even this Marvel Snap game is smoother.
And that's
a brand new game.
It's the fucking Hearthstone people.
Month. Right, exactly. It's like
they know what the fuck they're doing. Why does Game Freak not know what the fuck they're doing? Right. Why is Nintendo not stepping in? You know? Like, why is the Pokemon company not stepping in? Like,
yeah,
what the fuck?
The billionth card game they've made. Like, it's not. They should have this thing down.
Right. We have so many like special like. I don't know. There's a seal of quality to all these Pokemon products besides the video games. There's like plushies. They're fucking amazing. Cards are amazing.
Right, they have
Anime is amazing.
Down to the stitch have to be great, but the games are like, well, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? And then, of course, you know, Scarlet and Violet sells like 15 million units in its first weekend. So, like, they're laughing into the bank anyways. Like,
right.
And they're going to make their billions of dollars and not learn shit from it.
That's what it is. But it's just like, why not? Why
I don't know if we talked about it in the last podcast, but like it was enough for Nintendo to come out and say something and be like, we're sorry that trainers are having such a hard time like playing this game because of frame rate and like connection issues and all of this shit.
Yeah.
That's not the TCG game. They haven't said shit about the TCG Live. Like, I think they know it's such garbage now that they just don't even want to promote it until they get it good.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't heard shit from it with the Pokemon company. But Scarlet and Violet, Nintendo finally said something. And they never say something when it comes to the Pokemon company unless it's like, hey, new Pokemon coming out. Here's the Pokemon thing.
Right.
But even like they don't put Pokemon shit in Nintendo Directs. Pokemon has its own fucking thing.
Yeah.
You don't have a Pokemon Direct. You have a Pokemon like showcase.
Right.
It's not tied to Nintendo at all. But finally Nintendo is like, hey, we understand that some people are having troubles.
Yeah.
I mean, they worded it and all cutesy and stuff like that, but to be like
Twubble wubbles.
Yeah. And be like, we know trainers out in the region are having a hard time catching Pokemon or whatever.
This is real life now, Pokemon. No more games.
Yeah.
Fix it.
And people were like, oh, this is just a kid's game. Even fucking kids deserve better, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like, this isn't the 80s anymore. We have no excuses.
Right. This isn't 2002 on the PlayStation where, like, fucking games get patched now. Like, and even, like, I mean, they have been patching shit, but, like, it's the most profitable entertainment franchise in the world.
Yeah, and it's one of those things too, like something I really enjoy is when something like this happens, where like a bigger, game company or whatever doesn't do very well, and then like some indie company rolls around and does it like out of their basement on a laptop, and it's like, this is what we're talking about. Why are you letting this happen? Because now you can be embarrassed.
Right.
Before, when you made a bad game, it was like, all right, but now it's like you can be embarrassed if you're doing it. Like people can show you up with nothing, and then you have no excuses. It's just so funny to me that
people are saying this is one of the best Pokemons of all time. Which, I mean, I've been watching people play it. It looks amazing. It really does. But it runs like fucking garbage. Mm-hmm. Like, shit in the background's running at like 3 frames per second.
Yeah.
Just popping in constantly.
There's so much lag and clipping.
Yeah, like animations on characters look like stop motion.
Mm-hmm.
It's really jarring. Especially when like the world looks beautiful and then you have a character moving like this.
Yeah.
It looks really weird. God, I have so many weird complaints about the game. I really want to get my hands on it. I still haven't touched it yet. because a lot of those quality of life things that they've added seem very interesting. They've streamlined a lot of stuff, but like I don't know, there was so much like even we talked about it when it came out, but even competitive play, like there's an RNG, not even RNG, but like there's the competitiveness of like you throwing out a move and it missing and stuff like that. Like there's percentages and stats and stuff like that. Even that shit was like fucking borked from the beginning.
Oh shit.
Like people figured out that if you throw this move out at a certain time in the battle, like it'll fucking hit 100%. Like shit like that where like I just have to throw out this Pokemon and do these 3 moves in a row and no matter what it works. So you have all these people trying to do that.
Just speed running the battles.
Yeah. And it's not competitive at that point.
Yeah.
Because it's not even a meta at that point. It's just you're following a pattern. It just doesn't make that fun.
Yeah.
Like
for
you
sure.
got rid of that. I don't know. So strange. Well, I guess I'll be letting dogs outside. So I will leave my thoughts there. So the dog's not whining in the background. Do you have anything else? Until next week?
Those were really the only 2 games I've been playing. Marvel Snap and Death's Door have been like my main 2 this past few weeks.
Yeah.
Since because I was also a little sick.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really playing too many games. But yeah.
And there's not really a lot of new games.
That too. I mean, I'm trying to get through the old games,
right.
like, because, they're coming. But now, hopefully I can beat that Death's Door tonight, and then I'll go to Inside, maybe. That seems like a good
luck,
one.
Man.
I know, I say it every time. One day, I will. It's not like I'm not making progress, but I always feel like I'm closer than it appears.
Right. Well, Inside is very much a short game. It's 4 hours, maybe 5. I think I did it in 4 episodes.
Nice.
And then, like I said, you can replay it. It's not a game that I would replay. Like, once you got the end, you'll be like, okay, I get it. I get why this is not a replayable thing. I guess I could do it faster, but, like...
Yeah.
I think you'll be very satisfied with how that game ends. And
I'm excited. I'm down. I love a good game.
Fuck, dude. So good. So good. And Armored Core. Oh! Oh, my God. You talking about Armored Core. I'm so excited for it. Oh, that trailer's so hype. Fuck, dude. Yeah. This has been Praise the Run. You can do the arm thing.
Praise it.
Episode 13. I'm Ben, a.k.a. the MrBenShow. This is Patrick, a.k.a. Litterdud. All of our social links and all of that shit are down below. If you want to support the channel, the Pokemon store, and the Cash App are down below as well. Like, comment, subscribe. We talked about bird facts. Fucking comment bird facts.
Yeah, give us your best bird fact.
And talk shit about our game opinions, or agree with our game opinions down below. We talked a lot of shit this episode because we didn't have a lot of news to cover, but it was fun. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be somewhat. I feel 90% of the way there most days. Soon, once I start getting teeth pulled, I think I'll be back at 100%, but fuck, dude, I'm glad we finally got this out because it's been a while and I have been craving it, even though like I feel bad being like, oh, today's not the day because I feel like ass, and then
just juggling all those real world problems.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God, I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of the dental shit. It's fucking torture. It's torture. Fuck yeah, though. It's been fun. It's been real. Peace out, Cub Scouts.
See ya.
Bye.